Jake, prior to arriving at the New Saints, you'd been briefly at Manchester City and then of course 3 years at Burnley. Now you've been here a while, how does it compare your times there with TNS?
Yeah, there's not much difference, to be honest with Burnley and Man City. Obviously very professional, but especially in the last few years, TNS has caught up and invested a lot of money into the facilities and the coaching and the players, and it's caught up a lot.
And you've had a good time so far at the New Saints. I remember your debut, came off the bench against Kevin Druids, scored a couple of goals against Llanrwst and progressed nicely. Last season you scored a very late goal at Newtown. You raced from literally one end of the pitch to the other.
Yeah, that was my first start as well, my competitive debut. I made up to a start and never mind scoring, but as I've said before, I don't think I would have scored that without Leo Smith obviously making the tackle on the edge of the box and then blocking a few players off. But obviously nice as a second year scholar, 17-year-old, 18-year-old to score for a club like TNS. And
we've mentioned a few highlights there. I guess with the New Saints, those are the memories that stand out for you so far?
Yeah, definitely. Starting against Newtown was obviously a very big one, obviously with my mum and dad watching and stuff like that. Obviously they've been a big part of my football journey so far, so it's quite a special moment to score in front of them.
Well, I did want to ask you about your mum and dad, of course. You do drive now, so you've got your car ready on the car park to go home afterwards. But up until recently, your mum and dad have been a massive part of you and your life as a footballer.
Yeah, I'd say they still are, to be honest. Obviously, my mum and dad used to take me everywhere, to all the games, all the training, but obviously it's changed a bit since I've started driving. But my dad still takes me to all the games, all the away games and stuff, because he just likes coming to watch football, and obviously it's quite a proud moment when you score a goal like last night and you see him over on the stands watching you as he has done since I was 6.
Well, your dad was here on Tuesday when you scored against Flint Town United. You came off the bench. It was a good game to come into because by then TNS had got the lead and the minutes were ticking away.
Yeah, we obviously took a 3-0 lead and then Flint fought back a bit, but obviously the quality we've got here, we extended the lead again and was hoping to come on the bench, and obviously I got that chance, and then I seen Robs win the ball on the byline and made a run into the box, and thankfully I got the goal.
And naturally, like all footballers, you want to be in from the start, you want to play 90 minutes, but you're still young. Does that help to balance out perhaps the frustration sometimes of not being involved in every game?
Yeah, obviously I'm still young, so there's a lot of experienced players here, and I've obviously got to work my way up slowly. Last season I had a bit of a taste of it, obviously Newtown and Canavan and Connah's Quay at the start of this season, but just trying to slowly work your way up and build some confidence. And yeah.
And where does the goal you score on Tuesday slot in compared to the others that you've scored for the New Saints?
Well, I think I scored 2 in the cup last year against, I'm not even going to try and say the name, but
Llanrwst.
Yeah, Llanrwst. And my first goal there, I'd say was the best, but obviously the most important one was Newtown because that was my first competitive league goal.
And we are well into the season now, of course. Do you set yourself targets, Jake, as an individual?
Yeah, of course you do. Obviously you want to play as many minutes as possible and get better and better, but at the age of 18 you've got to look on personal development and try and get better and better, more physical, just cope with the intensity more and more.